So this week's gig diary had to start a bit earlier. This is Monday morning. Just finished my previous week's 2 gigs on a trot with a 400-mile drive to boot. And this weekend, for the first time, I'm backing an Elton John tribute, which I've never done before. I played some Elton John songs before, never a whole show. I played Elvis shows before. And, well, the thing that I'm going through the charts one by one, it's all music reading again, particularly concentrating on this one, Song for Guy, because this is one I've got to do on guitar while he gets changed. So it's the other bit that's a bit tricky, the chorus section. So what I've done is, what you see here, so it's all music and tab, but I've written the actual chords that you need to play, which is making it slightly easier. Etc, etc. Day 2 of learning the music for the Elton John show. I've had to stick a load of it together. So I've just had to tape up all of this music. This is the last one. Now I'm going to ultimately, hopefully, put this all on the iPad. But we've got Rehearsal and I'm learning it, and it's much easier to write the rehearsal notes on the paper. Then I'll probably scan them in, put them on the iPad. Look at this lot. I have to say, because it was an Elton John show, I didn't think there would be so much to learn on the guitar, but there's quite a lot to it. But it's all good music, so all good fun. So this is the 3rd day of learning the Elton John tunes. It's going well. It's taking quite a lot of time. Right, let me show you the music. So I've printed it all out because it's easier to make notes, and ultimately I'm going to scan them back in and put them on the iPad, I suspect, unless I can get the original files, if it's the program that I use, Sibelius, and then I can add my own notes on, but I'll find that out. Got the rehearsal tonight. The other thing I've been doing is programming this as I go through. So there's a couple of this is the basic setup, so these are just different levels of boost. I need to use chorus on a couple of bits. I've put a delay on, maybe for the solos. And the last song, Are You Ready for Love, there's a kind of wah envelope filter thing, so I've put that on. But as I go through, I might add some more effects as needs be. So rehearsal later. That's it for now.
As a kite by then, I miss the earth so much. I miss my wife. It's lonely out in space on such a timeless flight.
Had the rehearsal last night for the gig. It's a lot to learn. It's tricky. I used my Quad Cortex for the electric, and I set up a patch for acoustic, so I can just swap between the electric and the acoustic straight into the same unit and just change the preset, which is quite handy. Acoustic sounds really nice through it. And I've worked on a couple of sounds this morning as I woke up at 5:30 with the chorus of Love Lies Bleeding going through my head, which is a bizarre one. It's one of the few I didn't know before I did this. So yeah, and using the in-ears, I've set my expression pedal up to be a volume pedal, which is really good. I can ride that, which seems to be the key with it being in your ears. It's different to the amp being by the side of you. I can do that more by touch, but I'm sure I'll get used to that. So I'm going to keep practicing. I've got 2 more days of practice, although I've got a lot of driving to do in the meantime, but I'm going to put the charts in order and get them on the iPad. Now I've written everything I need on the paper. After the rehearsal, I got a much better idea of the sounds I needed, and I figured that I could switch between acoustic and electric just using the Quad Cortex. So I'd only need one guitar feed, so I'd only have to sort out the monitor mix, my in-ear monitor mix once for the guitar, just swap between guitars. So I copied my normal acoustic patch. What I was going to do originally, and I was about to put it in my bag when I realised, was take my Fishman, which has the impulse responses, or whatever it is they call them on here, and you can put the amount in. You can blend the amount in. It's got an EQ on it and a compressor. But then I suddenly realised I can do all that on here, and I imaged the impulse response, or captured rather, in the same way that you capture an amp or a distortion pedal, which did work. I'll do another video on that at some point. I didn't use that because I'd already got this impulse response. Have a look at one of my previous videos about this, but actually, yes, I didn't use it. So I used this, I downloaded it for free. If you look at one of my other videos, I've shown where I got it from, I believe. And it's of an OM28 Martin, which is similar to my Maton in size. So I've got a parallel line running this impulse response, and then an EQ, which I just used to take out some of the bottom end. As you get a bit too much bottom end, and it can tend to feed back when you're playing live. When you're recording, you can remove that EQ. So I've got another EQ there, just rolling a bit at the bottom end, putting a bit of top end in it. And then, and I've done this on the electric patch too, I put in this gain block. And what I do, I set the expression pedal, which you do in here, sine expression pedal, and within the expression pedal, let me show you. I don't know why I've had to reconnect it. It's undone what I've got, but I know it hasn't. Basically, if you set the maximum range to 50%, it means it doesn't boost it. This is a bit of a strange one on the Quad Cortex. For some reason, this is one of the few things where it doesn't assign these parameters to the twisty knobs. So to get it onto 50% is very tricky, as you can see, which I didn't. Very annoying. I need to put that on a feature request. So what it means is, if you go from heel down, you've got no sound. Heel up, you've got no gain, which is like a normal volume pedal. And then I put this compressor on because it was mainly strumming. What else have I got? And a reverb on, so I could choose my reverb rather than relying on the Soundman's reverb. And a delay, which I didn't actually need, so I could have removed that. And then on the electric guitar patch, same thing. I put this gain, but I put it right at the end, so I've got the same amount of level going into the drive pedals, and I can back it off afterwards. So same thing. And I found that riding the expression pedal made a big difference to my in-ear sound. So and I've shown this. That's the I used a chorus, a delay. I don't think I used the delay actually. Oh yes I did, when I did the rocket sound effects with a slide. Envelope filter, there's a couple of funky songs. And then just 4 lots of boost along the bottom for different types of boosty sounds. We're stuck in a traffic jam. Well, it's moving now. Going up a day early. I'm going to stay with some family, and Ellie's with me. Say hello, Ellie.
Hi.
Who's filming? Obviously, I'm not filming myself because I'm driving. And I've been practicing. I spent all day yesterday putting the charts in order, changing them in a way that I could read them, put them all on my iPad. Spent all day yesterday practicing, and we were just listening to them now, and Ellie was enjoying Elton John, weren't you, Ellie?
Yeah.
So I'm making Ellie listen to the whole show. And hopefully I'll get some more time to practice when I get to where we're staying tonight. And then we should be off to the gig tomorrow. But at the moment we're in the queue trying to get through the Dartford Tunnel on the M25. It's moving at least. Okay, we'll have an update later. Bye. So it's the morning of the gig, well, it's about midday now, and I've spent another couple of hours running through the tracks. I spent all day yesterday putting all the charts in order on the iPad, and I went through them when I did them, but I'm just double checking. I don't want to suddenly get halfway through the gig and there's a big section missing out one of the charts. And I'm also trying to work out the points where I don't have to be staring at the music, because we're on stage. I don't want to be just looking at the music the whole time. Yeah, so getting worried now, getting stressed, but hopefully it's going to be all right. I can't blame being ill prepared, because I've done loads of work on this, so I'm hoping it goes well later. So I've got a trip now across the Fens. I'm in on the border of Suffolk and Norfolk at the moment, and I've got to travel up to Lincolnshire. Apparently it's very flat across there, the Fens. There's rivers above the level of the roads and things like that. Never been there before, so I'm looking forward to it. Yes, and I shall be setting off in about an hour. So I'm now stuck in a traffic jam, but I'm in Lincolnshire. I've got all the way through Norfolk. It's very flat here. I just saw the back of a Tesco lorry in someone's back garden. It looked like it was being used as a kind of temporary shed. It's a very nice countryside. I'd never been here before. Now apparently there's a very tall tower in Boston where I'm going, called Boston Stump, so I shall try and video that when I get near it. Just pulled over. Just wanted to show you how flat this countryside is. Lots of hill in sight. It's not like where I live, it's lots of hills. I've just arrived in Boston in Lincolnshire. Boston in Massachusetts is named after Boston in Lincolnshire. But like usual, the place names in America sound much more cool. I don't think the Bee Gees would have sung "I feel I'm going back to Lincolnshire." So I've seen Boston Stump. It's the tower on the church in the city centre, 266 feet tall, and apparently it can be seen from Norfolk and has been used as a landmark for many years. I shall video it when I can see it. I can't see it from where I am at the moment because there's houses in the way, but I have seen it as I've been driving in. So now I'm going to go and try and find where the gig is. There it is. So as is often the challenge in this situation, I'm now trying to find out where I've got to go and where the stage is. So I've got to go out of this car park into the next car park and round and park behind the stage. Sounds like I'm parked right by the stage, which is what I always like. I get to drive on a running track. I found the stage. You get to drive on a field. This is very exciting. Panto on first. It's good.
I didn't realise there was a sale on in Primark. Go ahead, hiss and boo. Roses may be red and violets may be blue, but that doesn't mean
We've just built the piano. screw the legs on and screw this front bit on, and I assume the synth is going to sit here, is it?
Yeah, the synth sits here along with his little mixer and then IEM pack. I think there's a Mac Mini somewhere in there. Oh.
Yes.
Tom Walker on guitar, everybody, come on! For Tom Walker on the guitar, everybody.